Hello, South Africa, and welcome to another episode of Pioneers in Leadership. And of course, this is your boy, Jardim K, your RC Media and Marketing and Secretary. In the studio with me, I am rolling with my partner in leadership. So, Premship, over to you.
Thank you very much. Welcome to another episode, as my dear Leonard colleague said, of Pioneers in Leadership. My name is Lovio Jacobs, and on this episode of Pioneers in Leadership, we have the pioneers of innovation. And in this episode, it's going to be a two-part episode, but for this one specifically, we have two longest-serving RC members. It's going to be a very interesting conversation. Of course, helping us unpack this, we have our very ever so hardworking RCs. A very good day, gents. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence into our show.
Wonderful.
And we hope that we're going to have a great one. So I'm going to start by just asking you to please introduce yourself to the world by firstly skitting your MP, of course. For those that don't know what skitting your MP is, you're about to hear how we skit our MP in Hazarmentum. So Pioneer Jardim.
All right, no, thank you for the opportunity. It's wonderful to be here with my colleague as well. 2 years we go in, and we're still going strong. We're still here. It means one thing. So yeah, let me get straight to it. My name is Roy Jardim, aka also known as Alfredo.
Pachinos.
Yeah, Pachinos as well, of course, definitely. Of course, I'm from Joburg, all the way in the south. Alexandra, of course. I stay in room number 69B. The only small single room in this race, I'm sure in this whole university as well. It's also known as a storeroom as well. And yeah, I'm doing my honors in film and media studies. And yeah, that's me. That's basically me.
Yeah, over to you, sir.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is SK. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritties of my name. It's gonna be too much. Yeah. I am SK. I am RC Academics and Colleges, and yeah, I'm from the Eastern Cape. Basically, sweet and short.
Wow.
Lovely. Also, just a special shout out to Wavy No Cap, a clothing brand in the city of the 053 for sponsoring us on this
What up,
episode.
053?
Shout out.
What up?
So, my colleagues, right, we're just gonna start with, the historical background of where you guys come from and, who you are and, like, what are your historical values. So, I'm just gonna start with you, Pioneer Jardim. Like, just tell us where you're from. Okay, but you hinted that you're from, like, Alexander. But we want to know, like, when you grow up, like, as a person, did you ever see yourself maybe, entering the space of leadership? Was it ever in your mind that you're ever going to be a leader?
All right, that's a deep question. Thank you, though. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't see myself as a leader. But I did see myself serving people, but not per se as a leader. So yeah, I think getting to university space, I actually saw that I can, provide more, give more. And yeah, being RC twice also gave me another opportunity to go again and give more again. So yeah, I believe I was made to serve, not necessarily to lead, but I think that opened more doors for me and to see my potential as well. So yeah, man, I think that's it.
That's a powerful answer.
And now, I want to come to Pioneer SK here. Yeah. Having serving in the RC for 2 years, you get a lot, you see a lot, you experience a lot. Getting straight into it, I want to know that what has been the highlight of both your RC terms, and to be more controversial, between this term and last term. Which one was a little bit better? And Pioneer Jardim, you're not running away from this question. I also want to know. So yeah.
I don't want to be biased. I feel like also last year was kind of a short term for like everyone in leadership structure. So, okay, let me put that question on the side and then answer that the first question first. What has been my highlight? My highlight has been seeing some fresh people out of high school transitioning into the men they are, and also finding their ground in this well-diverse space. And being as a leader, you are on the best seat, and you are on the forefront of witnessing that a transition straight from the being naive into being an experienced holistic gentleman, as we are saying in House Arminta.
Multifaceted, for that
A
matter.
multifaceted gentleman.
Just remembered someone, but yeah, not for the purpose of record.
Oh wow, inside jokes. Okay, chemistry. Yeah, and
You know Pandora's box, don't worry.
oh wow, and to be honest, I feel like last year was kind of a better term for me, as I say, because yeah, even though it was just up until March into the university space, but also it felt there was hype about last year. Everyone was willing to, get their hands dirty into, like serving their house much more into that greater aspect and into some greater effect also. Yeah, but like also it was last year, but not by March, because also this year it was only at the later stage of the year that I get to know some of my colleagues into a deep level, and yeah, start to connect with them much more. Yeah, so I feel like last year, if it had went on longer, yeah, it was gonna be a banger of a year.
I really would understand why, last year was a better
Just
time.
gonna cough once because this side is not for the
I mean,
otherwise.
there was really less resignation letters from your side from last year, so it was a little bit better. So, but love it, yeah, for you. Pioneer Jardim, how about you?
How about me? I think it's a beautiful question because sometimes it's good to reflect.
True.
Reflection, I think it should be part of our mentalities. Our mentality should always reflect on how it was before and where we're going. As Pioneer, Jacobs always say past, present, future. I think that's our mentality is going forward and behind. Yeah, man. My biggest highlight for me was seeing the different year groups. I believe every year group that comes, it's a new generation. 2019 is a new generation. 2020, 2021, this is a new generation. So I believe my highlight is just to see the new generations come in. I think that for me is the biggest thing that I admire, biggest thing that I look for and look up to. So I think that new generations, as in year group by year group, that's what inspires me. How do I feel with the two terms that we had? Which one was better?
Yeah, man.
I think I'll go with my colleague here. Last year was the better term because number one, I think no one resigned.
Yeah. And no one was fired also.
No one was fired. So I think we were managed. Yeah, we were able to actually push through, and I think we were able to hold each other accountable as well last year, and we were able to push each other as well. This year, it felt like a lot of people were by themselves, so there was no that support. So if you resigned, it was okay, bruh. Good luck. Last year was, if you're going through, let's talk about it. No, push through. So I think last year was better for me. Not to say this one was the worst. This one was just more challenging. Yeah, more challenging, more complex, more complicated. And COVID, I think, also plays a huge role, man. And like Pioneer said next to me, he said, last year we were cut short in March. It was devastating, man.
Yeah.
Coming back second semester last year, not everyone came. This year different. There's 40 first years. Last year was 80 first years. So the dynamics already has changed. So last year was better for me, just to answer the question.
Right. So on that note, you hinted that the different year groups, you've been like exposed to them, right? So now I just want to ask you, like as my colleague has said, a controversial question. So I just want to find out from you, between year group 20 and year group 21, which one is the best for you?
Ooh, that is.
Because they're obviously going to see this and they want to know, So yeah.
This one is very spicy.
Let's go.
But it's not that controversial, man.
Yeah, I think
Not really, but yeah, just.
they're both special in their own way.
Yeah.
However, there is one difference that myself and other people have seen. This year's year group, they're more singing, they're more vocal. Last year's year group was more quiet, more reserved, not more balanced, more naughtier, taking more risk last year. So they both had their different characters, but they were both unique for me. Just different ways on how they dealt with things, how they handled things, how they took risk. This year group this year is more reserved. They're watching their backs. They don't want to take it. Last year, they were just a lost throw. They were absorbed. So
the generational legends are doing it for you.
No, they both did it for me, just to answer. Just different characters, different mindsets, but just different personalities, But unique in their own way, both of them. As Ormentum, Yeah. Sui generis, unique in our own identity. So they are unique in their own identities, both your groups, yeah.
And I think I should just commend you because you are the only RC that with every portfolio reshuffle, with every cabinet reshuffle, you've kept your portfolios.
Consistency.
Right, it's
Shout
really
out
the
to you,
consistency for me. But on the other hand, Mr. Here, with every portfolio reshuffle is on the list.
Oh my word.
Yeah, the
Right.
chosen one.
I think you're really one individual that had multiple portfolios in House Armenta. You've had the media and marketing portfolio. You've had the colleges portfolio. You've had the academics portfolio. You've had the diversity portfolio. You've had it all.
Food bank.
Right. You've had food bank at some stuff. Wow.
Yeah, I even forgot about the food bag, but yeah.
Because it's still empty.
Okay, can you cut that?
I'm joking. I'm
No, it's not
joking. I'm
empty,
joking.
actually.
It's not empty. Shame is really doing a very good job.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you mean you have the food bank portfolio?
Okay.
But nevertheless, out of all the portfolios that you have ever had, which one would you say, yeah, no, this one was mine, this one. And I've had most fun in this one. And also one thing with House Armentum is that we run for leadership. So this is expected to happen, that with every portfolio reshuffle, tomorrow you can wake up as vice prime. We really might never know.
Or
I woke up
secretary.
as secretary.
Or secretary, yeah. Basically.
So just tell us, which one was really just the best out of all of them?
I'm gonna start by the least one. I don't know how academics ended up with me.
Oh no, we know. We were like, we all know.
I really don't know because I don't, But yeah, I feel like the best one for me was not by default, but by very small margin was media and marketing last year.
Shout out El Marketire.
Yeah, like capturing all the moments, they're like videos, they're like bloopers behind every first year inter last year. And also seeing the guys interact, man, like with the ladies, some were afraid, some were, were like brave, and you are behind the camera and capturing all of what is happening. Yeah, I mean, the media and marketing also was, is for me the best, followed by the colleges, obviously. I love colleges, yeah.
You know why I'm laughing? This is for us now, people that have been in the RC before.
okay.
Yeah, it's like an inside joke. It's our turn now.
Okay.
Newbies one side.
Okay. On the other side. Okay.
Pioneer Jardim, it's so funny right now that media and
Only
marketing was rather his favorite portfolio. Remember, this is going to be an inside joke for the whole team. Remember the phrase, SK take photos?
Hey. Yeah, no. I'm sure SK can remember it vividly.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, vividly.
Oh, of course.
That was the worst Pandora's box I was ever in. Such is Pandora, yeah, but
Oh, wow. Yeah, it was an inside joke right there. But you did an absolutely phenomenal job with your media marketing. At least we had merchandise. So coming then to Pioneer Jardim, right?
Some good shades, some moments, memories, if I could
You
call
should
it.
have shades,
the
but I forgot to
jabs.
put them on.
And also some good memories, yeah.
I
Some
had shades, but yeah.
Unless you have a jab, you don't have a jab.
Might have one or
Might
two.
have one.
Yeah, still coming up, so.
Oh wow! But now coming back to it, Pioneer Jardim, coming to you now, getting into a more personal feel. As a custodian of the first year in mentorship portfolio for 2 consecutive years, there is a lot that is required from you, not only administratively, but the nature and the role of RC first years within the campus is to become a parent. That's why we usually call them mother first years and father first years, right? And being a parent is a full-time 24/7 job, right? And on top of that, you're expected also to be a student at the very same time. So how do you find balance between catering for your year group, catering for your academics, and catering for yourself at the same time? And is there ever a balance, or you really just in it for it?
I believe the key is to balance. However, there are certain moments where you have to put one above the other. It is what it is. No one can ever balance fully. Otherwise, everything will be perfect. And I believe the most difficult part for me was to balance. There were times when my academics had to be sacrificed. There was times where RC had to be sacrificed. So everything was difficult for me. I'm still finding it hard to balance now, but I'm at a stage where I can balance or really find a common ground where I can be like, this is what I came, because we did come here to get a degree and really pass and make a name for ourselves as well, but also for us to also leave a mark or a legacy for them. Being out in first year is not easy. It's not. You have like 40, 50 guys on your back, and it's hard not to let them down. And I believe we have to run to love and to serve. If you don't have one of those, I think you're going to have a long term, and that will take you down the drain. So, it's not easy, but the key is to balance. However, it's not easy, man. It's not easy, but I'm still pushing through. It means I'm still here. I'm still capable. And I'm going to push to the last whistle. At the end of the tunnel, there'll be light. But I'm pushing.
So on that note, right, getting from you, like, the whole feel of, the emotional investment you had to put into the work, and also being there as, a supportive father, to your first years. I just want to know, like, was it all worth it, man? All those sleepless nights, getting texts like, hey, my father is sick, hey, I'm hungry. All those messages, man. Was it all worth it?
I wouldn't trade it for anything. I think it was worth it. And next year's obviously first years and the future. I hope they keep to that love and passion that I had for everyone, not just certain groups, but for everyone. So I hope that person who comes in really takes where I left off, obviously with his own vision, his own goals, his own aspirations, his own vision, that they will just keep on the road. But I think the main thing is just to love. It's been emotionally draining, but it's been worth it, 100%. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Right. Also teach the next RC first year some games, because the games are actually,
Are you sure it's not going to be him again?
Oh, third time running.
Okay. Never know.
No.
Please. For both of you, you are not allowed to run. Please. Your RC terms can be as old as your degrees. It will be the third time now. But now, SK, for the past 2 years, serving into the RCs, you have, both of you actually have experienced 2 different teams and 2 different dynamics of teams in an RC room. All right, 2 very different dynamics.
I love the reaction already.
And I also stand as a witness, because I was also, part of them, as I've said. So we've experienced 2 different groups of people, and we are still here with them. All right. Some of them. Most importantly, we are still with some of them. So with the whole journey, what can you say it is that one thing that you learned in an RC room or amongst your colleagues during both of your terms that you said, I would have never learned this if I was not an RC? For example, taking a practical example, I was very bad at typing minutes. But
it's coming out, but it's supposed to be in my head, but I was talking out loud.
But as I was saying, that I was very bad at writing minutes, but I'm getting better there, right? It's like it's taking me 12 times to 13 times getting there. Practice makes perfect. But you see, I would have never learned administrative skills if I was not an RC, right? But what can you say? I'm starting with you, of course, SK, and then we'll follow with Roy. What is that one thing that you learned that you say, this one I would have never learned anywhere else if I was never an RC?
To me, it's easy. It's characters. I would have never have learned that people have different characters, and unfortunately, some are weak, some are much more stronger than others. And like also you as a person, how are you feeding off of someone else's character, right? And I feel like if I was just someone who's not in that professionalism space or in that profession space of being a leader and having to do things by the book most of the time, I wouldn't have learned that when things get heated, there's a lot of different characters, and you are like, wow, I thought, but also it was not entirely bad, right? It was that thing of saying that I came here very naive, Very
Very.
naive. Very naive.
Very. I had the opportunity of being a roommate for a year.
Yeah, I was very naive. I gave people the benefit of the doubt into like, yeah, like everyone can be, you know, my like friend at at like any space, you know. But then when you see that, whoa, damn, like people have different characters, man, and yeah, and like sometimes you are like, hey, I like wished I hadn't like, yeah, mixed with them in a way, yeah, and that also, that's what the being in RC taught me, and I feel like I will always cherish that lesson into, yeah, checking out people's characters.
Wow.
That was quite a message, man.
Wow.
Some people are weak, some people.
You know, we are pioneers of innovation. They say two minds think alike. I had characters as my first choice when you did bring up the question.
And sorry, actually, it's great minds think alike.
Oh yes.
Not
Oh, pioneers think alike. Pioneers think alike.
You just pioneered.
We
that
just pioneered,
phrase.
yeah.
how innovative.
Instead of characters, I think I've learned how people think. Thinking is a huge thing. What we think is, we become it. So I've learned how people think from the previous term to now. And I believe this term, we have strong individuals who think and think and think. Whether it's wrong or right, but trust me, they think. Whether they're wrong or right, they think. And I think that's also what grows us as a person, or me. Yeah, and we're not perfect. So I've also learned to accept wrong, and accept that, you know, sometimes you have to start from scratch. Pioneer Jacobs once told me, I remember, go back to the drawing board. Hey, and then you have to go back now. Pioneer Anthony also, no, go back to the drawing board. In terms of privileges and all those things, man, that, yeah, we would know inside the room. But yeah, thinking how people think was key for me. In terms of characters, like you said, yeah, so the word think got me also just to think about, yo, man, it's good to think at times, not just rush into things. Think what you want to say, think how you want to execute things, and then move with it. But the term think, it's not lightly, man. I think it's a huge, huge word. Yeah. That's for me. Think.
I didn't know you guys were this deep, but wow.
Same here. I'm actually, you know, puzzled.
Yo.
I think the questions are deeper, so the answers will be deeper.
I almost said verbiage, but I remember the other day we actually went to the dictionary and actually searched what the word means. But then, yeah.
Wow.
Be careful.
We don't
when
want to
you
go
say
there.
dictionary, though. Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so I'm getting closer then to the end of the conversation. Looking now into future prospects. Hopefully you guys are not running for RC again. Hopefully you see and you understand that you're too big for the space now. Hopefully you will finish your term to the end. But let's just take a look back from when you began. I remember on the 4th of September 2019, when you stood here in front of the house of House Armentam, and you are formally announced as the leadership of the house. You have learned a lot, as you have shared. You have lost some things. You have lost some people along the way. You have gained experience, most importantly, but there's still a future to come. And we want to know, in terms of leadership, in terms of school, what is the future looking like? And where can we actually see you in the future? What can we expect from you? And as Armentam alumni, in the next couple of months, you will be alumni now. So you'll be added into the alumni group. So, yeah. So,
Good question.
what is really, yeah, that? Fine, Jardim.
Yeah, this will be my last year, definitely. Oh, definitely. I believe all of us here, the previous RC term and this current one, we all gave our best, man, despite everything. I believe we all lived our purposes. We made it for a reason, I believe. However we made it in it, we made it wherever got in, from last year to this year. But as for me, it's goodbye Armentam, man. It's going to be a sad journey, but it's goodbye to Armentam and onto job seeking, you know, onto CV giving. But things can only get better. And I believe the next Odyssey will put our momentum in good hands. I'm just eager to see who's going to lead the house. Especially us who's devoted everything. We would want the proper team to take what we've all done and move with it. So, yeah, it's job seeking, but yeah. No Rariv Orsi, nothing. Sometimes you have to give space for someone else. Sometimes your road has to end. Good things are to come. Good things are to come.
The one and only Buddha.
It's very true. Before the Buddha comes in, it's very true what you just said.
Yeah.
Pioneer Jardim, you know.
Very interesting.
Some of us were very devoted in this.
It's a
you
fact.
know, yeah.
It's a fact. Only some of us got lost,
Yeah, of course.
which is a fact.
Buddha.
Yeah, that was a deep question. As for me, like, first, you will never know what the future has, you know, and the only thing that you are in control of is only the present, you know, but also by taking care of the present, it means that you stand a chance of having a much more greater future. So for me, I really don't know what's next, or I really don't know what's to come, you know. Yeah, it's just that thing of we'll cross the bridge when we get there. And also, I also took a step of not being in like socials, so I'm not on social media. So I guess people won't know that I've improved or I'm still stuck, you know. So also, but it was a personal decision for me to like take into saying that I don't want to compare myself with what are people doing out there, because like sometimes we might think that we are moving backwards and not focus on our own journey. We like maybe we will focus on some other person's journey, because yeah, when graduation time comes, everyone posts that yeah, they are graduating and you are still doing your like third year. You are not sure if you're gonna make it, you know. So it becomes pressure also on to say, wow, when am I graduating? And you just become off track. So I decided that let me just be off socials, man, for once, and take each day as it comes, and yeah, hope like hopefully in the future I will be doing something great, you know.
So will you be running again?
The process must unfold.
It's done. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
And
Other people just want to have degrees in being an artist. It's fine. Take it. It's yours. Wow. We're ending towards the end of the journey. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
We really wish you nothing but the best of love and light for the journey ahead. And personally, I've really enjoyed serving with you. We really had our ups and we really had our very dirty downs. But one thing that I've really just admire is that at all times we maintained the mandate of keeping students first and our constituency first at all times. Sometimes we forgot, we reminded each other, and we are here now. And I think it's very safe to say, from the day we entered to the day we're going to leave, we're not going to leave this house the same. And that's all that matters.
Definitely.
Right. So from my side, that is it. All the best. I don't know who are we seeing at the ballot here, but all the best to the whoever that will be on the ballot.
Yeah.
So,
colleague, today I learned quite a handful. As I always say, like I have a problem with my ear, ne? This one, sometimes things go inside the neck, but this I've been blocking it so that I actually grasp the content.
It's like
But
you could permanently block
yeah,
it so
I
that
could
they
permanently
just
block
stay
it so that I
inside,
can
you
stay
know.
inside.
It helps.
Because I
chemistry.
learned a lot from the colleagues over here, my learned colleagues. But then, yeah, the episode was amazing, man. It was quite, yeah.
And
There's no
like
words to
also,
express
you know,
it, man.
people always say Villa and Arwendam have beef, but then it's so ironic that now we are being helped by a Villa.
Shout out to our director. Shout out to our director. Yeah,
So we're
man.
putting shout out.
Wow.
Mufasa is his name.
Wow.
Mufasa is so in case you're
Season of
wondering
the
who.
South.
It's all about Mufasa, basically.
Uniting the self. And that is how we wrap up another episode of Pioneers in Leadership, where we take a deeper analysis and check the lives of student leaders within the University of the Free State. Thank you very much for watching this. Do note that we'll be having a part 2 of this specific episode with some of the RCs that served in the term of 2020-2021. With that being said, you know, man, it is one about that time where I just say love light, love your light, be the light, and of course do let love lead. And remember that before you die, make sure that you live with Sqhamo. Thank you very much. Bye bye now.